Imagine this. It's the mid-1970s. You're a teenager in a world that feels like it's already moved on without you. The Beat Generation? Gone. The civil rights marches? History. The anti-war movement? Fading. What's left is Vietnam, Watergate, and a broken economy that's crushed the American dream for working-class families. You're told to grow up, settle down, but nothing feels right. And then you hear it. A voice, a roar, a song that doesn't offer answers, just escape.
In the day we sweated out on the streets of a runaway American dream.
Born to Run crashes in like a thunderstorm, pounding drums, walls of guitar, shimmering glockenspiel, and Clarence Clemons' wailing sax solo. Springsteen isn't selling nostalgia or revolution. He's painting a desperate sprint toward freedom. It struck a nerve with every kid who ever felt stuck in a nowhere town, chasing something bigger. And the impact was immediate. That same year, Bruce Springsteen landed on the covers of Time and Newsweek in the same week. Not because he chased the spotlight, but because Born to Run lit a fire that couldn't be ignored. You're messing with a son of a b****. That one line alone made Hair of the Dog a rock anthem built on swagger, snarl, and raw power. Nazareth didn't come to play nice. They came to punch through your speakers with a riff as mean as a steel boot. Released in 1975, the song oozes confidence and attitude, with a talk box guitar solo that feels like the machine itself is growling back at you. Dan McCafferty's sandpaper vocals are unapologetic, spitting venom over a groove that stomps like a biker gang rolling into town. Hair of the Dog isn't just a song, it's a warning. It's the sound of someone who's had enough of being pushed around and is now pushing back, hard. Gritty, loud, and unfiltered. This is classic hard rock with bite, and it still hits like a bar fight in the middle of the afternoon. Released in 1975, Sweet Emotion marked a turning point for Aerosmith, launching them from a rising rock band to full-fledged arena legends. Opening with Tom Hamilton's hypnotic bass line and building into Steven Tyler's sly, snarling vocals and Joe Perry's searing guitar work, the song became their first top 40 hit, peaking at number 36 on the Billboard Hot 100, and helped propel the Toys in the Attic album into the top 10. It signaled the start of a hot streak that would define the rest of the decade for the band. But Sweet Emotion didn't stop at the charts. It became a staple of classic rock radio and a cultural touchstone. It memorably set the tone in the opening scene of Dazed and Confused, 1993. Powered a striptease by Jennifer Aniston in We're the Millers, 2013. And even made its way into a teaser for Pixar's Inside Out, 2015. With over 3 million digital downloads and a spot at 416 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time, Sweet Emotion endures not just as a hit, but as a mood, a swagger, and a snapshot of rock at its most electrifying.
One of these nights.
With One of These Nights, the Eagles took a bold leap from country rock into the darker, funk-infused sound of mid-70s rock, and it paid off big time.
You got your demons and you got desire, but I got a feeling now.
Released as the title track of their fourth studio album, this song soared to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and marked a sonic shift that would define the band's next era. Glenn Frey described it as their most fluid and aggressive track, and you can feel that in every pulse of Randy Meisner's bass line and Don Felder's smooth, haunting guitar solo. Don Henley's falsetto vocal adds a layer of tension and soul rarely heard in their earlier work. Moody, mysterious, and rhythmically hypnotic, One of These Nights captured the spirit of 1975 in all its smoky, late-night glory. It wasn't just a hit, it was a warning shot that the Eagles were no longer just laid-back desert harmonizers. They were full-fledged rock legends in the making. Picture this. It's 1975. David Bowie is at the height of his glam rock fame, living fast in New York, surrounded by flash bulbs, handlers, and hangers-on. But behind the glitter, something sours. That's where fame comes in, not as a celebration, but a confrontation.
Fame makes a man take things over.
The track doesn't shout, it struts. With a taut, minimalist funk riff from Carlos Alomar and a surprising assist from John Lennon, Bowie crafts a song that's as stylish as it is skeptical. He stretches the word fame until it sounds like a scream caught in a mirror maze.
Is it any wonder I reject you for fame?
Underneath the groove, there's paranoia, about image, control, and losing yourself in the machine. Fame doesn't just criticize celebrity, it embodies the tension between performance and reality.
What you need, you have to borrow. Fame.
Bowie's transformation here is chilling, from rock star to haunted prophet in platform shoes. It's no wonder this became his first US #1. America finally embraced Bowie, right as he questioned if fame was worth it at all. Before it was an anthem, it was a challenge. Kiss needed a song that would ignite the crowd and define their identity. The result? Rock and Roll All Night. Released in 1975 on the Dress to Kill album, the studio version only reached number 68 on the Billboard charts. But the live version released later that year lit the fuse, blasting to number 12 and becoming Kiss's breakthrough hit. Written by Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons during the Hotter Than Hell tour, the track drew inspiration from Slade's Mama We're All Crazy Now. Simmons repurposed parts of an older song, Drive Me Wild, while Stanley delivered the now iconic chorus. Backed by Kiss's road crew, studio friends, and Peter Criss's wife, the song became a party anthem built by many voices, literally. Though it wasn't immediately a set-list staple, it grew into Kiss's ultimate closer. Featured at the 2002 Winter Olympics, Ace Frehley's last show. And performed with Adam Lambert on American Idol in 2009. Glam rockers Poison gave it new life in 1987 with their cover for the Less Than Zero soundtrack. This is Kiss at full volume, and it never fades.
Early one morning the sun was shining, she was lying in bed.
Emerging in 1975, Bob Dylan's Tangled Up in Blue is far beyond a tune. It's a labyrinthine chronicle of life's twists and turns.
Getting through, tangled up in blue.
Composed during the dissolution of Dylan's marriage to Sarah Lowndes, it borrows from Cubist art influences like Picasso, fracturing a love story across timelines and perspectives. from revolutionary dreams to fleeting encounters in distant cities.
He helped her out of a jam, I guess, but he used a little too much force.
The song's enigmatic verses, delivered with Dylan's signature rasp and a propulsive acoustic groove, reflect the fragmented psyche of post-Woodstock America, grappling with identity and regret. As the opener to the revered Blood on the Tracks, it reached number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100 and sparked covers by artists like Joan Baez and the Indigo Girls, solidifying its folk rock stature.
I've seen a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind, and I just grew tangled up in blue.
Decades later, Tangled Up in Blue persists as Dylan's poetic enigma, a swirling vortex of memory where love's knots unravel into timeless truths about human wandering.
We just saw it from a different point of view. Tangled up in blue.
Few tracks capture the laid-back swagger of 70s hard rock like Foghat's Slow
Take it easy.
Ride. Released in 1975 as the lead single from Fool for the City, this bluesy, riff-driven anthem became the band's highest-charting hit on the Billboard Hot 100 and a staple of classic rock radio ever since. The song was born out of a jam session between drummer Roger Earl and new bassist Nick Jamison, who recorded their spontaneous groove on a cassette. Jamison crafted the structure, added key musical elements, and guitarist-vocalist Dave Peverett stepped in with lyrics. That raw, organic creation turned into one of the most iconic rock songs of the decade. Named one of VH1's greatest hard rock songs of all time, Slow Ride is more than a hit, it's a vibe. With its infectious rhythm and bluesy edge, it invites listeners to lean back, turn it up, and let the music take the wheel. Some songs don't just play, they cast a spell. Rhiannon is one of them. When Fleetwood Mac released this track in 1975, Stevie Nicks introduced the world to a woman who was taken by the sky, and audiences never looked back.
Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her?
Inspired by a Welsh mythological figure, Rhiannon feels like a conjuring, driven by Mick Fleetwood's tight rhythm, Lindsey Buckingham's shimmering guitar lines, and Nicks's ethereal voice swirling at the center like a rising storm. It's mystical, it's sensual, and it's hypnotic. But underneath the magic is power.
Take me like the wind, baby, take me where the sky.
Stevie doesn't just sing Rhiannon, she becomes her. Especially in live performances, Nicks would lose herself in the moment, arms outstretched, eyes wild, channeling something ancient and untamed. Rhiannon isn't just a song about a woman, it is the woman. Enigmatic, free, unforgettable. Decades later, it still floats through time like smoke in candlelight. Impossible to grasp, impossible to ignore. Strangle Hold is a masterclass in slow-burning hard rock. At over 8 minutes, it doesn't rush. It dominates. Anchored by a steady hypnotic riff and a muscular rhythm section, the song showcases Ted Nugent at his most focused. No gimmicks, no flash, just pure guitar-driven force. The track is built around tension and release, with long instrumental sections that ebb and surge like a tide. Nugent's extended guitar solo, famously done in one take, is both sprawling and razor-sharp, full of bends, squeals, and raw tone that defined a generation of guitar heroics. But it's not just about the solo. The production is crisp, the groove unrelenting, and the attitude undeniable. Even without explosive speed or distortion, Strangle Hold feels heavy. It's a song that pulls you in slowly, and once you're in its grip, it doesn't let go. A defining track of 70s American hard rock, and still one hell of a ride. There's a special kind of ache that comes from missing someone who's still technically around, and Wish You Were Here captures it perfectly.
So you think you could tell?
It starts with a lonely radio transmission, like a signal drifting through space, before easing into one of Pink Floyd's most emotionally resonant melodies. The acoustic guitar sounds simple, almost bare, but it cuts deep. The lyrics aren't flashy. They ask quiet, heavy questions. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail?
Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail?
The song isn't just about a person, it's about absence itself, about being surrounded by noise, people, the machine of life, yet feeling disconnected. There's no rage here, no big crescendo, just resignation, longing, honesty.
How I wish you were here. We just two lost souls.
Wish You Were Here doesn't try to fix the feeling. It just sits with it. And maybe that's why it's endured for decades, because it understands that sometimes the most powerful thing a song can say is simply, I miss you. A single riff, slow, immense, unstoppable. That's how Kashmir hits you, like a caravan rolling across endless desert. It doesn't rush, it commands. Inspired by a road trip through Morocco, not Kashmir ironically, the song blends Middle Eastern rhythms, orchestral drama, and Jimmy Page's crushing guitar into something that feels ancient and futuristic all at once. It moves like sand dunes in the wind, heavy, hypnotic, and impossible to predict. Robert Plant doesn't just sing, he declares, his voice rising like a prophet over shifting sands and swaying strings. And that riff, it's not flashy or fast, but it lingers, like thunder miles away that never quite leaves the sky. Zeppelin didn't craft a hit here. They built a monument. A song you don't just listen to, but travel through.
Sounds caress my ear. No matter what I heard.
Decades later, Kashmir still towers above most of rock. If the genre has a sacred mountain, this is it, carved in stone and echoing forever. No one knew what to make of it at first. A 6-minute song with operatic vocals, no chorus, and a strange mix of ballad, metal, and theater. Radio stations hesitated. Some flat out refused, but Queen didn't care. Bohemian Rhapsody was never meant to follow the rules. It was meant to break them. Freddie Mercury poured everything into it: drama, humor, heartbreak, and sheer musical ambition. The band layered harmonies for weeks, built a mini opera in the studio, and topped it off with one of Brian May's most unforgettable solos. And somehow, it worked. It more than worked. The song became a global hit, reshaped what a rock single could be, and introduced the world to a whole new level of musical storytelling. Even now, decades later, it still hits just as hard. Whether you're singing along in your car or watching Wayne's World, one thing's for sure, there's nothing else like it, and probably never will be.